Hello everyone and welcome back. So today's mani tutorial is on this lovely wax seal love letter mani. So it's pretty simple, however there's going to be quite a few different things you're going to need. So I'm going to start by going over the polishes and tools required. I do have my tips already prepared. It seems like I've got enough fuzz on it. Off with some tape. There we go. So I already have my tips prepared. And let's see here, we've got our polishes. Alright, so my polish that I'm using for the base color is this lovely cream color from Born Pretty. And I don't remember which collection this is from, so let's see if I can get this tab off so I can at least give you guys an idea. No, this one doesn't have the collection name on it. But this one does. This is from the Amber Glow Milky Jelly collection. And this is also from Born Pretty. And I have two from Beetles. I have this lovely red and this lovely green. So you just need a nice dark green and a nice bright red. And then I have two from Cart. I have black and I have Amethyst Skies, which is a magnetic. You will not need a magnet wand though. I used Beetles No Wipe Top Coat and Beetles Matte No Wipe Top Coat. I also used a red carve gel that I got from Amazon in a kit that had, I believe, 12 different colors. Yes, 12 different colors. I used a red. And I used gold foil leaf flakes. I got this one on Amazon in a multi-pack. It was really cheap. However, I have seen some Dollar Trees carry them for about $3 a can, roughly the same size. And I used Queen's Black Jack stamping polish. Any black stamping polish will do. I used Stamping Plate M422 from Maniology for the script. And then I have two molds that I got from Amazon. This one has lots of different butterflies. It has some grasshopper looking ones and a flower. We're going to be using the butterfly out of this. And I have this lovely rose mold that I also got from Amazon, and we're going to use the smallest rose on here. Let's see if I can get it to show nicely right here. Might be easier to see from this direction. So this rose right here, we'll be using that. Okay. And I have Beetles Rhinestone Glue to help with adhering the charms once they are crafted. Okay, so we're going to start by, I almost forgot, we're also going to need a makeup sponge. We are going to start by giving the nails a parchment look, and that's where we're going to use our Amber Glow Milky Jelly Brown and our sponge. cat hair off of the sponge here. So I'm going to dab just a little bit onto the sponge. And a little is going to go a long way, guys. And you'll see what I mean as soon as I start dabbing it in. So it's going to be really dark at first, but I'm going to go in, sop up some of the excess. And you just want to go in kind of a random orientation. I'm going to make some slightly darker patches to go with the lighter ones. Use the sponge to make it lighter in some areas with the clean parts of the sponge, like so. And we're going to repeat this process on all of the nails. Going to apply just in random locations throughout the nail. Darker in some spots, lighter in others. If you start running out, refresh your sponge. Remember, a little goes a long way. Blending. Are you having fun, Topaz? You sound like you're having fun, my boy. Not right now, baby. Not in Mama's lap. I don't need kitty hair in the gel. Not right now, baby. Oh, I love you too. I will pay the cat tax in just a moment, guys. Because he is insisting on being in my lap. Yes, my boy. I love you too, baby. So we're going to get the rest of our parchment effect. And then pop this in the lamp, and then I will pay the cat tax. So as you can see, we have this parchment look. I'm going to go ahead and pop this in the lamp for 60 seconds. And that is all we use this color for. The remainder of the gel colors are used to create the charms. And here we have Topaz being clingy as can be. He's my needy baby. He is insistent on giving love right now. But I don't need his kitty hairs in my gel, so he better lay nicely. Yes, otherwise Mama's going to have to boot you from the lap. Yes, my Topaz. I love you too, baby. Lay down. No, lay down, baby. Come on, old boy, you can do it. You know how to. Thank you. Okay. The cat hair's floating everywhere. Oh my goodness, my sweet boy. You are shedding like crazy because it's warming up again. So now we're going to go in and we're going to get our stamping polish and our stamping plate, and we're going to apply our script. So we're going to use this image right here for the script. Go ahead and apply. I love you too, Topaz. Get stamper. And a scraper. clean off that bottom part of the image that's not supposed to be there. Center and apply. Clean the stamper. Do the same to the others. Apply. Alright, for the middle finger we're going to do things a little differently. I love you too, Topaz. So we're going to pick up, and then instead of doing the entire nail, to try to give the effect like you're opening a letter, I'm going to go ahead, I believe that was the direction I went with it. So it was like this. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to take my scraper card and I'm going to pick up half of the image in a diagonal fashion. Pick up that last little bit to make it look like it's being opened, and then apply to the nail as if it was still a whole image, like so. So let me see how, to make it look like it was folded over. This is the one that will have the wax seal. And all the rest will still be the same. You will have a full image. Again, apply the black polish, scrape and pick up. Apply the image to the nail. Okay. That is all the stamping that we'll be doing. There goes my phone again. I swear the dang thing never stops ringing. Thank you, Topaz, for trying to put your fur in. Come on, go on. You're trying to put your fur in the mani. Can't be having that, buddy. Okay, now that I'm reading the stamping stuff, I can get more room over here to do the rest of this. I also forgot to mention you're going to want a detail brush, some tweezers, and a silicone tool as well. And something to scoop out the carve gel with, I use a metal cuticle pusher. Okay, so to start this off with, I'm going to go ahead and grab the index, my No Wipe top gel. I'm going to apply a coat of the regular No Wipe top gel. Then I'm going to take some of the gold leaf foil, and we just need a small chunk. We don't need anything major. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to break it up into pieces here. This stuff will blow away in the slightest breeze, so be careful. You do not want any fans going or anything like that while you are doing this step. Otherwise this is going to be everywhere. It also breaks really easy, so getting it to break up into smaller chunks will not be hard. The problem I'm having right now is that my tweezers are kind of sticky, so I just want to stick to my tweezers. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and apply the leaf into the gel. And just from breathing, I moved that one by accident. And I'm just going to shift this around until I like the look of it. Go ahead and add another piece to the bottom corner here. Like so. Once you are satisfied with the placement, you can go ahead and cure it. Normally with top coat I would say 30 seconds, but I would go ahead and do 60 seconds with this just to be safe, because it is in the process of attaching a foil. We're going to go ahead and do the same for the ring finger. Apply our gel. Really should put the lid back on this before that goes blowing everywhere. And I'm going to apply the foil to the nail. And like I said, I'm just going to shift it around until I like the placement. Once I am satisfied with the look, I will put it in the lamp to cure. Just to use up all the dang pieces that I had brought out, because I don't feel like dealing with it. Go ahead Add that to that corner. And we move that up a little. Like I said, shift these around until you are happy with the placement. Once you are satisfied with the look, go ahead and cure. Okay. So, thinking about that for a second, I'm going to go ahead and, where is it? I'm going to apply a matte top coat to this. To the middle finger. And I'm going to apply a layer of No Wipe to the other two, the thumb and the pinky. Okay. So I'm going to start up with the rose mold. Clean out the excess. Now this isn't necessary, it just makes it easier for me. I have a mini lamp. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the red and green gels from Beetles. Let's start with the green. So I'm going to apply the green gel inside of the leaf part and stem part of the mold. And this is going to take roughly 2 layers. We don't want to go too thick or it will not cure properly. I apologize if you can hear my stomach. It's not been a happy thing for me today. I don't know if I ever mentioned it before, but I do have, I had colitis years ago, and when my oldest was born, I had to have my gallbladder removed, and between the two things, my digestive system doesn't particularly like me. Let's just say that. It's not a fan of mine. So I have various episodes, and today was one of those days. I've got it under control enough that I'm able to record for you today, but I think all of the stress from the car accident and everything else has just set it to where it's not happy. I have so many dang health issues, it's not even funny. Something I inherited from my grandmother and that side of my family. So Go ahead and cure this for 60 seconds. Use my mini LED lamp. All right. So this mani is one I almost wore myself instead of just doing it in tips. I had a major debate with myself whether I wanted this one for Valentine's Day or if I wanted the lace and leather. As you guys know, I went with lace and leather. Okay, so this is done curing. And now we can go ahead and put our second coat of the green. Okay. So now we're going to go in and cure it for 60 seconds again. And that is all we need the green for. Alright, so now we're going to go in with our red. And fill in the flower itself with a thin layer. Making sure to get in all the crevices. This one will also take 2 layers because you do not want to go too thick. If you go too thick, it will not cure properly. And then it gets bumped once and is squishy on the inside with uncured gel, and it just gets destroyed. It's a big old mess. You don't want that. You do not want that, so let's go ahead and cure for 60 seconds. Okay, so while that is curing, go ahead and take the index and the ring finger and go ahead and apply your layer of matte top coat. And go ahead and cure for 30 seconds. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and apply our second layer of red to the rose. Excuse me. Making sure that all areas are covered and that everything is attached. You do not want it falling apart. And cure for 60 seconds. So, while that is curing, I'm going to go ahead and pull this mold. I hope this is the right direction, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm pretty certain that's the one I used. Okay, so I used the one down here at the end for the butterfly. And I'm going to start with the black down the center, the body, not the wings. With a thin layer. With the black, it's even more important. The darker the color, the more important it is that it's a very thin layer and done in very thin layers, because it will not cure properly if you put it on thick. Do the same with it. Cure for 60 seconds. Okay. I'm going to apply another layer. To the body. Cure for 60 seconds. And then for the wings, we're going to use Amethyst Skies. So I'm going to back this up for a sec. And we're going to pull our rose out of the mold. There you guys have it. See, we have a nice little rose. Apparently I'm going to knock over my lamp. So we have our little rose here. And now we're going to go in with Amethyst Skies. And like I said before, we won't need a magnet for this, even though it is a magnetic polish. We are not going to use that part of it. We are just going to fill the wings in with this. And just like with the rest of it, we are going to do so in layers so we don't have undercured gel. But these wings are deep, so you will need more to fill a thin layer than what you would originally think. And this will take more than 2 layers. I believe it took me 3. But right now I'm making sure I'm filling in all of the crevices so there's no holes within the charm. Okay. So cure for 60 seconds. Okay, so we have cured our first layer. Go in with our second layer, preferably without hair. There we go. Don't know how that got in the mess. Cure for 60 seconds. That's set to 30 now. Okay. And then our final layer. Okay. 60 seconds for that. going to go ahead and move this there. So here comes the fun part. So you need to take some of your red carved gel for the middle nail. And apply to the center of the nail, pressing down and shaping into a circular form while pressing it down into the nail so that way it does not come off. Clean my tool off now. So now I'm going to start using my silicone tool to start with the shaping, the full shaping. Okay. So, take my silicone tool and rub over top gently in a rolling motion to smooth it out. It can sometimes stick to the tool a little bit, that's okay, it will come right back off. Just have to be gentle. Continually shape it into a round shape. Does not need to be a perfect circle since this is supposed to be a wax seal, which is never a perfect circle. We try to make it as much of a circle as possible to imitate the poured on wax seal. Once it looks like this, nicely rounded with a little bit of jaggedness to the edge like a traditional wax seal, flattened as much as possible. We will cure. That's right, I need it on 60 seconds, not 30. Okay, so we will cure for 60 seconds in the lamp. I forgot about that. I set it aside 30 thinking I was on just top coat and forgetting that I needed it on 60 for that. That's my oops. It's okay. So while we're waiting on that to cure, let's go ahead and start applying our charms. So I can go ahead and pop out the butterfly now that is done curing. And here we have our lovely purple shimmery butterfly. Okay, so for the purple butterfly, we're going to go ahead and apply some gel to the back of it, some bling gel. And we're going to place it up here in the upper corner. And I'm going to make sure it's nice and squished in. We're going to go in with the matte top coat afterwards. And we're going to go in on the rose. So for the rose, I'm going to actually put the bling gel directly to the nail. Because it is so tiny. Shift this. So this one's a little bit more challenging to get to sit nicely than the other one. So you have it sitting nicely. Take the gel around all of the rose that's oozed out and seal it in. Let's do a swapsies here. Now we're going to work on the seal some more. I'm going to go ahead and pop it in the lamp. Okay, so for this next step, this may seem funny, but to help make it easier to shape, I am going to take the red gel polish and apply it to the seal we just made. And take the brush, spread it out. We don't want it too thick. Just want a thin layer. All right. So I'm going to grab my Carve gel. And I'm going to grab a small amount. Come on. I was working with this earlier. And it seems to have stiffened back up on me. Had it nice and putty-like. And going to apply to the outer edge. I'm going to take my silicone tool. I'm going to work this around the entire edge. Giving it a raised edge like it had been stamped into. With a tool. Continually stretching it out around the perimeter.
30 minutes.
30 minutes? Okay, Kyle.
Hours.
13 hours? Okay, is that how long you've got before your egg hatches? I guess I'm not going to get an answer. That's okay. And continually working it around the edge to make it seem like it was stamped into with a metal tool, just like they do in wax sealing. Okay. And this is what it'll look like. See, you have your raised edge all the way around. Going to adjust this spot right here just a little bit more because I don't feel like it's raised enough. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and cure for 60 seconds. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and take the matte top coat and mattify the thumb and the pinky around the charms.
What do you 23 hours?
go ahead and place in the lamp for 60 seconds. Whoa, that was close. Dang, I did get it on my nail. Good thing it's not cured. Well, hi, Topaz. Hey, BB. Oh, I didn't even realize he was in the back of my chair until he huffed in my ear. Do not want allergies. Let's get this cleaned off properly.
No, it's Thursday.
Okay. Yes, tomorrow is Thursday, baby. Okay. Alright, so for the final step, I'm going to go in with the Carve Gel one last time on the lovely little wax seal. Make sure this is cured through. Feels like it, which is good. I'm going to grab a small glob and put it in the center. That might actually be more than I need even. There. And grab our tool. I have my small glob in there. So I need to remove the fuzz from my tool. Grab some tape. There. Problem solved. Alright, now that I no longer have a fuzzy tool, I'm going to press down into the center to get it to stick before shaping. And see, we want to shape this into a heart. And this is the part that's going to take a little bit of time, because getting it to press in nicely and then shape is not going to be an easy task. This is the hardest part of the entire mani, is doing the wax seal. Actually, it took me quite some time to create it on the sample tip. Okay, now I'm going to go down in, start shaping. Sorry guys, my tip is falling off of the stand. This stuff is kind of like working with clay, so it can be kind of difficult to work with sometimes. It's like a flaky clay. Okay. You're almost there.
She's with Darth Vader.
And once you have your raised heart in the center, your satisfaction, go ahead and cure for 60 seconds. My tweezers of all sticky residue. Okay. And for the final step, we are going to mattify the wax seal. Going to go in with the matte top coat. Dab there like that, and I'm going to brush it on very thinly so we don't lose any of the details that we just added in. Okay. Once it is done, go ahead and put it in lamp for 30 seconds. Okay. And there you have it, guys. That is how I created this lovely wax seal love letter mani. And I hope you all enjoyed this mani tutorial. And I hope you all are having a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it may be, wherever you're at while you are watching this video. And until next time, guys, thank you all for watching. Bye.